Hi, I just wanted to pop on here a moment because I've seen a couple things in social media and personal messages that this holiday season has been really stressful for a lot of people and anxiety provoking. And actually, just in the last couple of years, I guess for obvious reasons, but I've seen a lot more people talking about anxiety in general. And I think actually the millennials are really leading the way in talking about anxiety and making it less stigmatized. I do worry that talking about it so much and normalizing it means that people will think that it's just normal to have a lot of anxiety in life. And we are not meant to have a lot of anxiety in life, right? We're not meant to have a lot of anger, a lot of stress, a lot of, any of those emotions. Emotions and feelings in our body are just messengers, right? So when we have the message over and over that of anxiety, it's like, okay, we got to listen to that message and do something about it. So I have a blog post about natural anxiety helpers, and I have a free class, online course on adaptogens as well, which adaptogens are really stress related and helpers. So stress, it's kind of like in the 80s, right? When people started talking about stress all the time. And I feel like that stress has now moved into, we're talking about anxiety all the time. It's like the stress got so pressurized that now it's like at this acute form of anxiety. So it's all related and it makes perfect sense. But adaptogens help with all kinds of stress, and nervines help with anxiety, depression, mental, emotional issues in general. But adaptogens also help with anxiety on on a broader scale because they help your body calm and be centered and deal with the pressures and stresses of life. And so, you're going to have less anxiety there, therefore. So I'm going to talk about nervines mostly and some other natural things, but definitely I would start most people that I know, I would start with an adaptogen or two or three, mix them up just to start calming the body. And then adding in the anxiety relief as needed. So one thing that's really popular right now is CBD, and I've tried a lot of different ones, and I've landed on this one that I really like. This is by Garden of Life. It's part of their doctor formulated line. This is the relaxed. It's pretty low dosage of CBD. It only has 15 milligrams. CBD can help you sleep, and therefore it makes some people sleepy. So depending on if you want to take it at night to help with sleep, or if you don't really have sleep issues and it's really, the anxiety during the day that causes you issues, then you want one that you can take during the day. So I would recommend something around 15 milligrams to start it. It's actually mostly you will see higher dosages. At least I see higher dosages, more like 25, 30, up to 50 milligrams is what I see as kind of the normal dosage. So this one is nice. I don't get sleepy on it. It has L-theanine and saffron in it. Those work really nicely all together. And this line talks about the fact that they use the entourage effect, which is just a fancy way of saying they blend herbs to create, a product that's more than the sum of its parts, kind of a thing. So L-theanine is an amino acid. It's the amino acid in tea that, you know how people always say, like, tea makes you calm, especially like green tea. It's like it has a calming effect, even though it has caffeine. That L-theanine is the main reason why. So there's L-theanine and saffron. Saffron is a happy herb. It's actually more of an antidepressant than an anti-anxiety, but definitely a really good mix, especially for the dark winters that we have here in the Seattle area. Um, L-theanine, so I use this every day, and yeah, it helps with certain things in my life that I have anxiety about. But there's another product called L-theanine Serene, and I don't have any on hand right now, but that's really nice for, particularly anxiety provoking moments or situations. It's not something you would necessarily take every day. At least it wouldn't work for me that way, because it's pretty intense for me. So I would take that like if I had a medical procedure that I was nervous about, or an interview that I was nervous about, or going to an event where I knew there were people there that kind of triggered me in whatever way. So that is L-theanine Serene, and that's a really good product. Another product that I would use the same way as that L-theanine Serene is GABA. This is a neurotransmitter. I like this one by Source Naturals. No, sorry, by Natural Factors. Because it's chewable. GABA is a neurotransmitter, and it is a little bit difficult to get into the body. So a chewable is a great way to help actually get the benefits of the product. And it's very calming. Actually first learned about GABA when a naturopath suggested it for when I had to get my kids vaccines. She said it was, what she used with her son to take the edge off and take the anxiety out. And she also said she used it when she had to see her in-laws, because it just took the edge off. So again, not something to really take every day, but it is nice to have on hand for sure. So I talked about CBD having that entourage effect. At least this one does. There are other blends, that don't include CBD, if that's not your thing. There are a lot of blends that are for anxiety. This one's Anxious Moments by Herb Farm. Herb Farm has PHARM. It's a really good company. This blend has some great things in it, like cacao, which again is a happy herb. Lavender and kava. We'll talk about kava in a minute. You might want to avoid kava. So definitely look and see, what's in the blend before just picking one up. This also has licorice in it, which, licorice is like one of the most used herbs in the entire world, because it's often in blends, up to 10% of blends, because it is very good at contributing to an entourage effect. I'm talking too much. I'm sorry. I'm going to speed this up now. It also has ginger, which gets herbs into your body really effectively. So I know this company has other blends that don't have kava in it. They have things like passion flower, milky oat seed. Both of those in particular are a little bit lighter than kava. Kava is an intensely calming herb. It can even be euphoric at certain dosages. Here's kava. I would recommend taking it as a liquid, actually, like a tincture. It'll make your lips numb. That's a good sign. It means it's really potent. This happened to be on sale, so I grabbed some. Kava can be a little bit on the spendy side. So Kava, the thing with kava is it does come with a warning, often, like a little tag around it that says, be careful if you have any kind of liver issues. That's not the wording they use, but that's how I'm wording it. Because there have been some anecdotes in the past of people having liver problems with kava. That being said, it's been used for centuries in Polynesia. Um, by the people, who historically have grown up with kava. So whether those issues were really related to the kava or not is still up in the air. But, if you happen to be a heavy drinker or have, liver concerns of any kind, then maybe choose a different herb. And like I said, there's other ones like passion flower, milky oat seed, skullcap, which is not always that common to find, but it's a really good one for OCD, circular thoughts. If you're the kind of person who you feel absolutely fine, and then you put your head down to go to sleep, and all of a sudden, like your mind is spinning, and it kind of spins around the same things over and over. Skullcap is really good for that kind of thing. And a skullcap tea before bed is a great way to just, get that covered before laying your head down at night. If you have really hard problem with anxiety at bedtime, valerian is a strong herb that can really knock you out for about 4 hours at a time. So valerian is a stinky herb. You can use it as a pill or in a tincture. Just know it's going to smell. It's not anything wrong with it. That's just valerian. Okay. So, the other thing I wanted to make sure I covered was that you can medicate with natural things and you can medicate with pharmaceuticals if need be. But it's important to keep in mind that you're getting the message that something's out of balance when you have anxiety, especially if you have it kind of chronically. We're not supposed to have it chronically. Our modern life is definitely set up in such a way that we don't get enough downtime. We don't get enough processing time. We're stressed and we're pressured, and it's all about the hustle. And any way you can figure out the core root of your anxiety is definitely where you want to put some effort into working on that, right? I mean, they talk a lot about like social media and how that's adding to anxiety to a lot of people. So maybe try cutting down anxiety or social media time or screen time in general. Maybe think about, actually doing more nature walks or, all those things that you hear, like give them a try, because getting to the root of an issue is always more effective than medicating, whether it's natural medication or pharmaceutical medication. You always want to get to the root. So that's all I wanted to say, and I will link the blog post that has all this kind of written out, in case you're interested in like reviewing it. Okay, thank you. Bye.